We are all told that if a plane is going down, to assume this position, but you do not. When you're in this position, your back is going to break, including your spine, and you're going to die immediately. That's because if you survive a plane crash, you can basically sue the airline for millions and millions and millions of dollars. You're going to win that. So instead of getting into this position, you are going to sit up straight and put your feet on the seat in front of you. This picture's not too accurate, but it's hard to find on Google. So more realistically, you're going to want to put your feet up like this and your back is straight. By doing that, your legs will probably break, but your survival rate is a lot higher. They literally want you to die so you don't sue the airline. And if this ever happens to you, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, you'll see the flight attendants take the position I told you. But the one thing they are right about is you put your oxygen mask on first, then you can help other people with their mask. We're gonna hope and pray this never happens, but if it does, just remember the position. And sue that airline, get your millions.
Well, did you actually believe in every single word of what she said? If your answer is going to be yes, then you really need to watch this video till the end. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to a brand new episode on Crispies TV. And today's video is going to be a reaction to my learned friend 74 Gears aka Mr. Kelsey's YouTube video on terrible advice on surviving a plane crash. And apart from being an opinionated video, this video will also aim at debunking the biggest conspiracy pertaining to the aviation industry per se, that is with respect to the safety and security of the brace position. And this video is again based on the data information as available on the public domain. So without any further ado, let's divulge into the video. Well, before divulging into the video, I would like to give a special shout out to my learned friend 74 Gear aka Mr. Kelsey for bringing this topic to light and sharing solid facts and educating the gullible audience, unlike their favorite influencers who are busy throwing caution to the wind and putting millions of lives at risk on a daily basis. Well, at first, it's important to understand the conspiracy theories behind the brace position, and then we'll divulge into what exactly is brace position and the science behind it. So these conspiracy theories were doing rounds on various forms of media as early as 1997, wherein the famous fact-check resource website Snopes.com published an anonymous employee's testimony wherein the employee had said the following things: that the reason behind the passengers being told to stick their head between their knees was so that in the event of a serious crash, the rapid deceleration would snap everyone's neck and avoid pain and suffering. With the advent of time, these theories have evolved into more cynical versions, with one such being that the brace position was actually designed by the airplane industry to kill people rather than to save them during an airplane crash, in order to save money by paying off wrongful death suits rather than continuous injury compensation. And this myth actually holds true till date. Now it's important to understand the concept of brace position. So after perusing through the aforesaid slides, the question stuck in the audience's mind would be, what exactly is the brace position, or in other words, how to define brace position? So the brace position in easy words is basically a position that involves bending forward and putting your hands over your head to supposedly to help your body brace for impact, as you might be able to see in the pictorial diagram reproduced herein below. And this position is basically adopted in a mayday situation, a situation including but not limited to crash landing situations per se. And the aforesaid position serves two important purposes. First, it reduces flaying, and second, it reduces secondary impact injuries. Secondary impact injuries basically implies any of your body parts or your head colliding with what is in front of you, or with any of your co-passengers' head or any of his body parts per se. Further, it is pertinent to note that as per the Australian Government Civil Aviation Safety Authority, the most appropriate brace position varies according to the seat orientation, seat belt installations, or the cabin configurations. Therefore, we can conclude that there is no standard brace position defined and accepted as per the industry standards per se.
Guys, I got a good one. While flying this weekend, I actually heard a really interesting myth while I was reading my emergency safety card. The guy next to me claims, conspiracy theory style, that the brace positions that you have to get into on the commercial airlines when you're crashing into land or water are actually to kill you. It's so that when you're crashing, your neck will instantly break, because it's actually cheaper to pay out for a wrongful death suit than years and years of rehabilitation.
That's a good one, Carrie.
One thing we could do is basically we'll build a gantry, put the seats on it, we'll get a crane and vertically drop it. All we have to get is 35 feet per second. And, you know, for 1 second, if we drop it for 1 second, we're going to get some serious G-force.
Hey, let's raise it up.
Really bad.
I promised my mom I wouldn't do anything dumb and unsafe again.
Was that
looks like you didn't keep your promise.
Like, let's get it going.
Looks a little high, but I think you guys are in good shape. I would be right up there with you if it wasn't for that prior back injury and the insurance people.
Right.
Let's do it before I change my mind.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I smashed my head into the seat. That felt terrible.
My head's fine. My glasses are broken. I banged my knee into the chair in front of me.
Yeah.
How's your knee?
Yeah, it's all right.
Any broken bones?
Not too bad.
No, but yeah, I'm good.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay,
My
the good
shins
news
kinda
is
hurt.
your seat absorbed a huge amount of energy. I mean, it's collapsed here.
Really?
So that's a good sign, because that energy would have been going into your spine.
The brace position probably kept all of us from having some type of head trauma, because there's not a lot of holding yourself back with that kind of force. Even with those like 3 or 4 Gs or whatever we were pulling, we would not have been able to hold our heads back. So I'm glad we had our heads like that. The worst thing was banging into the seat in front of me, and that really made it clear why you don't want your legs, why you don't want your feet under the seat ahead of you.
The brace position definitely felt good. I felt like it took all of the energy and put it into the seat instead of my neck and head.
So it was like that initial punch hurt, but I mean, you know, I'd go higher.
So the myth that the brace position in an airline crash is designed to kill you, what did we get?
What were the final tally of numbers, Grant?
What we found was in the economy class that braced is definitely safer than unbraced. And the first class is safer still than economy class. Plausible, confirmed, or busted?
This one's totally busted.
Busted.
Well, here's a pictorial representation of what can be defined as life-saving brace positions. Well, I kept my promise, as I mentioned in the previous slides. It's time to understand what exactly do we mean by life-threatening brace position. So basically, any position wherein a passenger is in an upright position, or he's stretching out his arms or legs and pressing them against a surface in front of them, or wherein any passenger is trying to physically restrain a child or another passenger in an adjacent seat, or assist another person in maintaining in a brace position, is basically what you should not do and has been defined as a life-threatening brace position per se. Here we go, a pictorial representation of what is defined as a life-threatening brace position as explained in the previous slides. Well, so this is how the world's most experienced pilot, Nick Eatz, has described or gone on to say about the brace position. Quote unquote, what you're trying to do is to stop people breaking their necks in a big impact. You're just trying to get the body in a position that's going to suffer the least damage. It's like a whiplash. You're trying to avoid that sudden movement of the head, which can result in serious injury, if not death. Well, in light of the arguments advanced and the scientific videos perused, it can be concluded as follows, that brace position is there for a reason. Always respect and pay heed to the pilot and the cabin crew, since they are the only trained professionals on board. And third, and the most important finding, it's better to survive with a few injuries instead of succumbing to your injuries by trying to act cool and following your favorite TikTok influencers. So that is basically all from my end, and I hope that you might have learned a lesson or two. Do not forget to like the video, share it, comment on it, and please do not go without subscribing to the channel, because each and every subscriber is a motivation for me to come out with more such educational and opinionated content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay at home, and do not forget to wear a mask and sanitize your hands. Bye.